So you've gone through a breakup, maybe even a divorce. What is about to happen when your ex thinks they've lost you? Hi, everyone. Robert Zink, your miracle mentor and alchemy success coach. And today we are soaring high like a big, beautiful eagle. We're always flying in the direction of your dreams and goals. And high flyers want to remind you to claim your 30 minutes of miracle mentoring and alchemy success coaching. Find out what a mentoring program can mean for your life, the money you desire, the love you crave, the health and happiness you depend on and deserve. Visit us at lawofattractionsolutions.com. So, high flyers, there's something that is very interesting. What most of us find as common, we don't place a lot of value in. We kind of cast it off, and it's easy to let go of. But what we do find valuable, we place a lot of our energy into it. In other words, we value it and we treasure it. So think about things that you have in your home. Some things, if they broke, well, you just would replace them. It wouldn't be a big deal. But other things, if you lost them or broke them, you'd be heartbroken. I mean, it's a treasure, it's something special to you. And so it is with relationships as well. What is rare and priceless, we are drawn to. And what is common, we don't pay a lot of attention to that one way or the other. So some of you may have heard my street rock analogy before, but I'll share it with you again briefly. So somebody knocks at your door and they've got two packages. One says street rocks. It's a box of rocks. You know, you can find them on the street anywhere. And the other one is a box of jewels, emeralds, rubies, diamonds. You shake that and you just hear a little different sound altogether. Which box do you choose? You choose, if you're like most people, the box of rare jewels. Why? What's the difference? They're all rocks. The difference is rarity. What is rare, we tend to value. And one of the things that happens is in a relationship over time, you lose your rarity. And then when the breakup happens, well, that's when the begging begins. And let's talk it out. And the phone calls and the texting and the whining and the gifts. You know, all of a sudden you're thinking about, okay, it's St. Patrick's Day. I got to come up with a gift. It's her birthday. Got to come up with a gift. It's this. Got to come up with a gift. And the calling and the texting and the stalking and the watching their social media. That's when it really begins, because all of a sudden you don't view them, your ex, as a box of rocks. You view them as precious, as jewels. So the key is using the principles of vibration. The key is to have them view you the same way. So this whole notion of no contact, some people say it's 30 days no contact. I think it can be 10 days no contact. I think it can be 40 days no contact. It just depends. Relationship gurus will often tell you, you want to do this no contact to make them miss you. And that's not the real reason for no contact. The real reason is to have some space, to create some space between you and them in order to give yourself time to level up, to begin to take your life to a higher level of consciousness, a higher level of vibration, and to increase your own desirability and magnetism. In other words, During this no contact period, we are shifting from a box of rocks to precious jewels. Everything, especially in relationships, high flyers, everything comes down to self concept. Change the conception of yourself, and you will automatically change the world in which you live. Neville Goddard. You will automatically begin to change, to shift. I like that word shift because everything changes, it shifts the world in which you live, which includes your relationship or your marriage. It begins to shift and change as well. So, as I said earlier, the no contact period is not about some crazy game. The no contact period is about giving yourself the space to reinvigorate your self concept, to raise yourself up, to be the highest version of you. Because when you become the highest version of you, then you become attractive and magnetic again. But when you're chasing, well, just think of it. The word chasing indicates that something or someone is running. When you're chasing, you're begging, you're pleading, you're asking for conversation, all of that stuff, you are pushing them away because you're saying, I'm a box of rocks. I'm common. I had a client just the other day. She said, Robert, I have 25 men that want to date me. 25. 25 men want to date me, but I only want to be with this one person. And why does she want to be with him so badly? Because he's rare, because he's not calling her, because he's not chasing her. So, back when you and your ex fell in love, when the two of you would look into each other's eyes, when you would hold each other in deep embrace, back during that period of time, there was something magical going on. You had the secret sauce, the secret ingredient, but somehow you lost it. You surrendered your personal power. And this is your period of time to regain that personal power. And as you begin to elevate and raise your vibration expands. And as it expands, you become more attractive, more desirable, and more magnetic. You see, I believe that if the two of you loved once and you love deeply, you can love again deeper, stronger the second time around. You can rediscover that secret sauce that made your relationship so wonderful in the early days. And how do you do that? By first rediscovering yourself, your own value, your own worthiness, seeing yourself as a precious jewel rather than a box of rocks. So, what are the things you can do right now, today, to begin to raise your self concept, to raise your vibration, and to send out those magnetic rays that begin drawing your specific person to you? Well, number one, Neville says visualize. And Wayne Dyer says the 5 minutes before you fall asleep at night are the most important 5 minutes of the day. So during those 5 minutes, visualize, feel as if the two of you were together in a deep, loving, passionate, committed relationship. Don't focus on trying to get them. Focus on knowing. That's the key word there, isn't it? Knowing that you already have them. Affirmations, a minimum of 6 times a day. And these should be affirmations about your self-worth. These should be affirmations about your value. These should be affirmations about your power. and your confidence. Affirmations. I am. We are. Affirmations 6 times a day. Next, fill yourself with gratitude. Be grateful for all the things that have happened in the past, all the wonderful things that the two of you have experienced together, and then shift it and focus on gratitude on all the wonderful things that are coming your way, all the great things that are happening in your life. And then after that, what do? You detach. You detach. In other words, when I do my affirmations, I feel them with maximum intensity. But then when I'm done, I let it go, let it go, let it flow. I detach. I'm not concerned about the outcome because I know, I'm certain, I don't have any doubts. You must detach. And finally, take inspired action. Now, I told this to one of my clients and they said, "Oh, I called her like 5 times today. I just felt inspired." I said, "No, you felt needy." "No, I felt inspired." I said, when I say inspired action, I'm not talking about that kind of action. I'm talking about you taking inspired action to better your life. Make your life so desirable that anybody would want to be a part of it. That's inspired action. Going to the gym, going for a run, doing some skydiving, scuba diving, whatever it is you need to do to take yourself out of yourself and into the world. I would highly recommend the more time you spend with nature, the better. So, what happens now? You're doing all this, you're raising yourself up, and your ex begins to feel the shift. And maybe at first they don't want to come back or they don't want to reconcile, but they start treating you nicer. They start opening up more. They start calling you more. They start giving you more time, giving you more attention. Why? Because they don't feel this neediness. They don't feel this street rock behavior. They feel you don't need them. And that scares them. And they don't like that. And you become more valuable. And then little by little, attraction builds. And it just builds like crazy. It just continues to build. And every time you get together, the relationship grows a little bit deeper. And it doesn't immediately turn into a sexual encounter. Because once that happens, see, you were comfortable with that and they were comfortable with it. But once that happens, I just hate to say this, if it happens too soon, it oftentimes becomes the kiss of death. It's like a parting, it's like a farewell. So don't allow it to happen too soon. Make it that treasure again. Do you remember when being intimate with your specific person before you were intimate with them was something you couldn't stop thinking about? It was like a treasure. Make it a treasure again. Put it off. Wait a while. Continue to do your work on yourself, even after the two of you start seeing each other, even after the two of you move back in together. No matter how good your relationship is now that you're back together, that is no excuse to stop working on yourself. Because when you continue to work on yourself, you continue to place value in you and who you are. You continue to be a rare, precious stone. And that's important. That makes you desirable. That makes them literally beg to want to be near you. Now, in addition to everything else I've shared with you in this video, there's something else you can do that's very, very powerful that will literally shift everything into your favor. It's a special prayer technique that was designed by Nikola Tesla. It's coming up next. Watch it.